運が悪かったんだよ、お前らは。
Go to Eddie's, the god of war.
無事だったか。芝浦のことはさっき警察に通報があって知った。ああ。お前、これからどうするんだ。
アレスに向かう。ユミがいるかもしれないんだ。
何？そっか。まあ、今はあまり時間がない。話は後で聞こう。それよりもだ。先にスターダストに行ってくれ。
なんだと？どういうことだ？
まあ、いろいろ必要なものがあるんじゃないかと思ってな。和樹や優也に頼んで集めておいてもらったんだ。必要なものがあったら先にそこで揃えておいた方がいい。
分かった。感謝する。ダデさん。
ああ。じゃあまた。
Big splash image saying go to Ares. Never mind, go to Stardust instead. Actually, you don't need to go to Ares. Go to Stardust. Sweet. Okay. So we got 2 sub-stories to wrap up here. Right? Actually, it's significantly more. Where the fuck are all these? I'll figure it out. So a lot happened. So Kazuma, he dead, and Shimano was also dead. I think that's kind of like, I actually really like that. Just like Kiryu beats him down, Shimano in a final moment of assholery throws a grenade to kill Kazuma, and Terada just guns him down. And just like that, like just so blunt, like that kind of like violence and killing off a character, like it's just so blunt and sudden and unexpected, and like no focus or attention was given to it. Like just like that, snap your fingers, Shimano's dead. He's gone. Decades worth of, you know, affluence and power in the Japanese underworld, and just like that, he's dead. He's gone. He's over. It's over. Shimano's story is over. And in his final act, he closed the book on Kazuma also. The two men, like, I think about this all the time. I think it would be great to have a prequel Yakuza game focusing on Kazama and his rise to power involving Shimano. I would love to see the story of Shimano and Kazuma, because they clearly share this history, and I think it's appropriate that they kind of, you know, they close out each other's story. They both go. They both exit life together, just like who's that guy? Hamilton and Jefferson, I believe. Yeah, I believe Hamilton and Jefferson, like, they hated each other, but then one died, and as he was dying, he said, at least the other one lives on. And then, unbeknownst to him, he was also dying. And, like, they've died very shortly in conjunction with each other. They're like a Japanese Hamilton and Jefferson. I hope I'm thinking of the right guys. So anyway, this sub-story is the last Haruka-specific sub-story between Akimoto, and then, hey, he was talking about a Mizuki. We were supposed to do this before going to meet Kazama, and we were supposed to think, oh, hey, he's yelling about Mizuki. Maybe he knows about Mizuki. Let's go talk to Akimoto and learn about Mizuki.
バカなことするんじゃねえ。
誰だよお前ら。
そんなことしても誰も喜ばないよ。
邪魔しないでくれ。そこから近づくと飛び降りてやるからな。
Do a
何があ
flip.
ったか話してみろ。
何があったか言ってごらん。
悩みってのは一人で抱えるよりも誰かに話した方がいい場合もあるんだぜ。
水木ちゃんに貢いでたら借金がとんでもない額になったんだ。だから生命保険で返済するしかないんだよ。
水木って誰だ。
マックスボンバーって店のナンバーワンキャバ嬢水木ちゃんだ。
マックスボンバーあるか知ってるか。
聞いたことない。
スタイルは抜群で性格のいい、それでいて親思いの心優しい子なんだ。あの子のためだったら俺は何だってできる。
Hold on. It doesn't sound like the Mizuki you're talking about is the Mizuki we care about, so never mind. Go ahead and jump.
そいつには連絡したのか。
水木ちゃん、今親父が心臓病で入院してるんだ。仕事が終わると病院に直行して毎日看病してる。だからお店以外では連絡しないって約束なんだ。
Once again, don't know why that keeps happening.
どれだけ貢いだんだ。
カバンや洋服、宝石、あの子が欲しいと思ったものは全てだ。プレゼントしたのは全部大切に家に飾るって分かっただろう、水木ちゃんの素晴らしさを。もうこれ以上は時間の無駄だ。飛び降りるぞ。
おいちょっと待て。
秋元く
ん。水木ちゃん来てくれたんだ。
Butterface, you
ご
came.
めんね水木ちゃん、借金返せなくなってさ、水木ちゃんに迷惑かけたくないと思って。
私を置いて死んじゃうの？秋元くんは私にとって命よりも大切な人なのよ。忘れたの？
水木ちゃん、
だから死ぬなんて言わないで。そんなクリスマス迎えたくないよ。
水木ちゃん、俺間違ってたよ。
秋元くん、分かってくれてありがとう。
水木ちゃん素敵だよ。
私プレゼントは限定のダイヤモンドリングが欲しいな。
分かった、今から買いに行こ
じゃあプレゼント買った後同伴してくれる？
う。もちろんだよ。
どうやら人違いだったよ。
Well, all's well that ends well.
あるか。
Yeah, so this is some weird running joke throughout the series. They show up again in almost every game. And like, I don't really get it. I guess it's just not my sense of humor. Like, it's just Kiryu and Haruka showing up and running into this idiot who's getting taken advantage of by a gold digger and enabling their psychotic relationship. of like emotionally manipulating him to get her to like buy expensive stuff for her. Oh shit, while we're here. Yeah. It's like, I don't know. I guess it's just not really my sense of humor. But it's in every game, so I hope you found it funny. And hey, let's wrap up that sub-story from way back. Hopefully. Or not? What is the trigger for this fucking cutscene? We'll try it one more time before going to the end game here. Anyway, so yeah, in the original game here, it's just like, oh, Mizuki, gotta go find her, but then it turns out it's some butterface gold digger and a dumbass, and you're like, okay, whatever, I guess. But then they keep bringing him back, and I don't know. I don't get it. Anyway. So yeah, Kazuma kind of dropping a bomb on Kiryu right at the end. They're like, oh yeah, by the way, I killed your parents. Peace out, and then dies. And it's like, wow, okay. You're just gonna go with that, huh? And I feel like Kiryu's not really like articulating the information. He's not really interpreting it properly. Because there's this funny moment in a later game where he's like, yeah, I guess that is kind of fucked up that he killed my parents. But something that I do like is, throughout the entire series, the fact that Kazuma, like, killed his biological parents and, like, raised him is never, like, brought back up as some dramatic thing of, oh, Kiryu, it turns out your real parents were so-and-so and such and such. No, Kiryu, I mean, like, that's fucked up information to learn, and the fact that that's fucked up does come back up later, but there's never any real drama on Kiryu's part of going like, oh, my real parents, or, like, viewing Kazuma as anything but his father, the man who raised him, and who he sees as his father. That is something I really like. Like, this theme of family runs throughout the series, and family is more than blood relation, you know? It comes up later in the franchise also, but it's still strongly in this game too. Like, who is Kiryu's family? Nishiki is his brother. Kazuma is his father. The fact that they're not blood related doesn't matter, and never matters throughout the entire rest of the series going forward. And that is something I think is kind of great that they do.
Kiryu-san, こっちです。
最後まで世話になっちまってすまないな。
そんなことはいいですから。
Yeah, I can't really go back to Serena anymore, so thanks for being my endgame hub location.
そうか。すまないな。
Last chance for the point of no return. Here's the moment. Here's the... this is very appreciated. The original game did not have this. This is something that the new games all get, which is, hey, the game's about to be over. Go finish doing sub-stories. Which is very appreciated. And none of the sub-stories are permanently missable, so we can go and do all of the sub-stories, and there are some new sub-stories here at the very end of this chapter, which we can go do, and we will do now. But again, the PS2 game, there were sub-stories that were permanently missable. And there was no visual, and there was no warning of, oh, this is the end. I mean, it's the final chapter, and you can't miss out the final chapter, and you know there is a sense of finality, but there's no real indication that you can put it off and run around and mop up all the stuff, all the side activity that you might still have to do. So, as I keep saying, that's one point in favor of playing Kiwami over the original PS2 game. And there's also, like, so Kazuma's dead. That sucks. Kind of a, you know, I guess you didn't plan for this fucker. Grenade eat shit, right? Oh, what a great master planner you are. You're fucking dead now. But, I mean, what did he want from the very beginning? He wanted to elevate Kiryu's position in the Yakuza organization and get him into a position of power running his own family. So that he could succeed, Kiryu could be his legacy going forward and fulfill his ambitions. Because Kazuma's getting, you know, in the later years of his life, he needs to set up for the next generation to carry out his will. His blind spot is, like, he knows Kiryu is the one to put all his horses on. Kiryu is the cart to hitch your horse on here, but he doesn't seem to be aware that Kiryu just does not share his ambition. He's not going to do what... I mean, like, he was doing what Kazuma wanted of him, but he isn't someone who's going to, like, really take the reins and steer the ship on his own. So that was kind of an oversight on Kazuma's part, choosing Kiryu as his successor, almost entirely because, well, what do you think Kiryu's gonna do once you're gone? Presumably, he set up contingencies to account for that. But we are still going to see that Kazuma had one final plan in place. But we'll see how that goes. In the meantime, let's mop up some sub-stories here. Mop up the last sub-stories of the game, including this one, which I missed earlier.
桐生よ、ちょっと話があるんだが。
なんだ。
東京湾で上がった死体、あれについて調べてたらいろいろと面白いことが分かってな。死んだ女はチャンピオン街のパレスって店でママやってたみてえだ。しかも水木って名前だそうだ。もしかすると本物の水木と何か関係があるかもしれねえ。行ってみるのもありだな。
パレス。どこかで聞いたような名だな。
So, yeah, I originally thought, because I never triggered this sub-story in the original PS2 game, I thought the whole, oh, it turns out that wasn't Mizuki after all. It was just some incredibly similar-looking woman with a forged tattoo that looked similar to Utabori's tattoo, but it wasn't her tattoo. It wasn't his tattoo, after all. And she was accidentally found and killed by Nishiki's men. I thought that was just like a throwaway plot revelation and it was never addressed. After that, this is the sub-story that addresses it. I thought this was not in the original game because I never triggered it, but because I never thought, oh, I'm gonna go visit the florist. I never thought I'm gonna go visit Kage. I never had any reason to think I should do that. So, I never encountered this sub-story in the original game. So, I thought this was added for the Kiwami re-release. And I was like, oh, they're finally explaining what the fuck was going on with that Mizuki that Nishiki killed. That's so cool that they're finally addressing that. But no, I'm just stupid. This was in the original game, and I just am bad. What I think's kind of interesting is they left this part of the sub-story unvoice acted. So imagine this dialogue boxes and interactions from a zoomed out isometric PS2 camera angle, right?
Yeah.
It can't be helped. No, you can just leave. I don't understand this. I mean, like, I do. But it's never been a problem for me. Just leave. This weird social obligation. Ah, shit, I better buy something so they don't think that I stole shit.
どうも、アリサです。よろしく。今日はどこかで飲んできたの？
いや、
そうなの？お仕事帰り？あ、水割りでいいよね。
ああ、ちょっと聞きたいことがあるんだが。
ん？何？
水木って女知ってるか？
ああ、ママのことね。
何か知ってるのか？
ええ、教えてあげてもいいけど、一杯もらっていい？
仕方ねえな。
ありがとう。お願いします。
で、どうなんだ？
実はね、この前ヤクザみたいな人たちが大勢でこの店に来たんだけど、来るや否や水木ってやつはドイツだって大声で叫んでさ、それで水木ママお客様がいる前で無理やり服を脱がされちゃって、左胸の入れ墨見たヤクザたちがこいつだって言ってそのまま連れて行かれちゃったの。それっきり。
そうか。
ママが何したのかわかんないけど、あれはここのオーナーが原因なのよ。
どういう意味だ？
それはねねえ、もう一杯もらっていい？
てめえ、もう飲んだのか？はあ、仕方ねえ。
ありがとう。お願いします。お兄さん、アレスってお店知ってる？
アレス？
そうそう、どこにあるかわかんないんだけど、
Edisu!
かなり有名なお店らしくて、
My rant about Aerith's name comes back into relevance.
実はね、ここだけの話なんだけど、ここ完全にアレスってお店をパクってるのよ。
You're not gonna get repeat customers like this, lady.
何？
アレスを探しに来る客がほんと多くてさ、その客騙してうちに呼び込んでるの。うちのママが水木っていうのも確かアレスのママが水木って名前だからよ。
そういうことだったのか。でもおめえ、そんなこと言って大丈夫なのか？
いいのよ、どうせこの店今日で辞めるし。
アリサ、てめえ何をベラベラほざいてるんだ？
本当のこと言っただけじゃない。こんな詐欺みたいなことやってるからママどっか行っちゃったんでしょ。
それは。
お前がここのオーナーか？
あ、はい、すいませんね。アリサのやつがわけのわからないこと喋って。
こんな商売やめとけ。他人を語って
You
や
don't
る
know
も
what
ん
you
じゃ
got
ね
yourself into, young man.
ああ、お客さん、そいつはどういう意味です？
え。悪いことは言わねえ。あの水木って女の身の前になるだけだぞ。
何？水木について何か知ってやがるな。おい、表に出ろや。
So, your mama-san gets kidnapped in front of you by a bunch of Yakuza dudes, and you haven't seen her since. And then some other Yakuza-looking dude comes around asking about Mizuki, your mama-san. And your reaction is, hey, tighten up those loose lips, hussy. I'm gonna beat up this guy now. Like, I gotta say, man, you're not winning any Darwin Awards. I mean, you are winning some Darwin Awards with that one. I don't know how you thought this was gonna go.
さっきの話、どういう意味だ？水木について知ってるのか？
お前の言う水木って女殺されたぞ。
え？なんだって？
入れ墨まで真似る丁寧ぶりに連れ去った組の連中は最後まで本物の水木だと信じてたようだ。連れ去られた本人は全く身に覚えねえのにな。哀れな話ださ。
Fucking ruthless, savage, showing him the picture. God damn.
俺が入れ墨入れさせたばっかりにこんなことになっちまうなんて。
So, a couple things. First of all, in the original PS2 game, that was an FMV. It was not in-game graphics, so it added a sense of importance to that revelation and to that story point. But, I mean, like, when you see people talking about this game, they usually reference that sub-story as a negative against the Kiwami-tization of this game's story and its handling of the Yakuza 1 plot. Like I said, I never even knew that that was a sub-story in the original game. So, I mean, honestly, if you don't have a frame of reference to compare it against, I don't think it's that big a deal. How they handled it. Anyway, more importantly, what did that revelation tell us? Nishiki is such an incompetent, and his men are so stupid that when running around looking for the bar Ares and searching out Mizuki, they went to a bar called Perry's and found some woman who looked like she had the same tattoo and then proceeded to accidentally murder her to death. Nishiki's a fuck-up. Straight up, Nishiki is a fuck-up. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay, so we went from a sub-story that was in the original game, and I never knew about, to a sub-story that is a Kiwami addition. This was not in the original game. So what I thought about that last sub-story is actually true of this sub-story. In that it takes a plot element that was seemingly unexplained and provides some context and explanation for it, which is, hey, why did Chairman Sarah put a hit on Kiryu while he was in prison, leading to us having that boss fight against the guy with the forks at the beginning of the game? That never really got explained in the original PS2 game because Chairman Sarah walked off screen and then died, and then we never really found out anything about it. And there's even dialogue saying, like, well, we'll never know because he's dead and he took that mystery to his grave. And there's kind of like a morose or solemn satisfaction to that of, well, he's dead, so we'll never find out what he wanted. But when making Kiwami, they decided, well, fuck it, let's just explain what the hell was going on with that. It's not like Chairman Sarah was a character who had any real fucking value. I mean, he was in 2 fucking cutscenes in the original game and existed almost entirely as a posthumous character anyway. Might as well explain. Might as well wrap up what was kind of not necessarily a plot hole so much as it was something a dangling plot thread from the original game. Dun dun dun. Once again, that weird narrative, like storytelling fictional thing of 10 years is a long time for you, but to us, that was the last thing we saw on camera in between the moment where the story went 10 years later. And so for us, it's relevant. Even though in-universe, like, how the fuck? Like, come on. 10 years ago, come on. So here Kiryu's laying it all out. I don't know why you think this is gonna go any differently for you now. He's even still using forks! Oh wait, no, those are knives. Are they? Okay, yeah, they are. They're knives. Former inmate. I don't know why you think this is gonna go better for you now. You had the drop on me in prison before. Just short-sighted when you think about it. Dropping bombs. A name that doesn't mean anything unless you've played Yakuza 0, so don't fuss or muss about it. One of those things you don't need to have played Yakuza 0 to get the explanation of, in order to understand in context, oh, it's some shady backroom shit that the guy who was you know, the third chairman was involved with before he became the chairman, right? That's all you need to know. So then later, after playing Yakuza Kiwami first, play through all the other games, loop back around to Yakuza 0, and then when it comes back up in that game, you're like, oh shit, this is what they were talking about in Kiwami, the first Yakuza game I played to start out with. That's all I'm saying. I mean, honestly, they're probably just gonna kill you. Time to call in that favor. We'll wrap up this sub-story, and then I believe there's just one more, right? Oh god, what am I thinking of? What am I missing? I know what that one is. 46. There's this. Okay, no. Okay, I am on track. No worries. No worries. They count the last thing you get for doing every other sub-story as a sub-story. So, that's the reason I was confused. We're gonna knock out this sub-story, then do the last sub-story, and then do the last sub-story. And then we'll finish the game. We're gonna find out the mystery of why Chairman Seta put a hit out on Kiryu 10 years ago. A question that doesn't actually matter and didn't need to be answered, because originally it wasn't. And it actually affects nothing. But it still makes for good drama. Get out of my fucking way. Hey, Florist, you owe me like 20 favors. I'm calling one in. Then again, sheltering Kiryu has proven to be far more trouble than it's been worth, hasn't it? Kiryu Kazuma-san. People refer... During Kazuma's death scene, he called him Kazuma, and that's supposed to be a big moment, because who the fuck calls you by your first name in Japan? That's the whole point. I think I owe you some answers, Mr. Kiryu. I mean, I haven't really been hiding, so I think you're just bad at finding people, dude. The one character who acknowledges that 10 years is actually way too fucking long to be, like, bringing shit up like it happened yesterday. For us, it was 20 hours of gameplay. For them, 10 years is significantly longer.
Nani?
I mean, technically, but it's more of a roundabout kind of a thing. Have you not been paying attention to what's going on with the Tojo clan? There's kind of a lot of shit going on right now. Oh yeah, no, Nishiki totally killed that guy. Or, like, was involved. Well, trust me, all of this is gonna kind of just work itself out. You need to let me deal with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of a badass, so I'm not really worried. I don't know why people keep thinking that they're like, oh, Kiryu, you think you can take me? It's like, yeah. I'm pretty confident, actually. I'm fucking the Dragon of Dojima. Also, I have a gun. Oh my fucking god, it just cracks me up so much. Oh god. It's not even that funny. It's just pulling out a gun and just like, fuck all of you. Like, you're gonna try and throw down, fuck you, I have a gun, eat shit. It's not even funny, it just cracks me up.
Nani?
And why do you want to kill me?
Yeah.
Nani? Yeah, everyone was cool with Kiryu killing Dojima. Everyone was cool with it. Basically, he had to send the assassin after Kiryu as lip service. It makes you wonder what would have happened if Nishiki had taken the fall and gone to jail and gone to prison for killing Dojima himself.
Nani?
It almost makes you wonder what would have happened. I don't think Sarah would have pulled this, like, 4D chess move to protect Kiryu by sending an assassin after him with Nishiki. Who knows what would have happened? He knew you were cool. Would Nishiki have passed the test? Would the test have even been granted to him? Who's to say? 10 years later, perhaps it's pointless to ask what if. What could have happened? If our places were reversed, would I have had your life and you mine? Dante. It's pointless to wonder. You can't go back and change what happened. All you can do is play the cards you're dealt. You can't change what was. But you can still take responsibility. Oh, for fuck's sake, where's the sub-story? God damn it. Gotta go fucking back to the place I just was. No! My money's no longer even.